I think it's just recognizing that we all have something we can contribute, and you know, accepting yourself and being proud of what you can put out in the world. I mean, look who we're hanging with.
That would be me.
Look who we're hanging with.
Jason David Frank.
Boom shakalaka.
Please do not change channel.
Welcome back. Thanks for logging on and tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe. That way you can keep coming back over and over to hang with us and our wonderfully talented and creative guests in the arts and entertainment world. I'm Allyson Murray, and right now we are at the Foothills Art Center in Oneonta, New York at the 2nd annual AuthorCon and Paranormal Horror Festival, hosted by Tiffany Ray, DTM Wicked Radio, and Denny Gager. And we are hanging with author James Ebersole. Thank you so much for hanging with us.
Yeah, so glad I could.
Whoops.
Whoop.
That's okay. Oh my goodness. You're a busy guy here, he was telling me. You did a walk, you came here, you're going to go do a book reading.
Yeah, no, I've got a signing over at the Green Toad. Yeah, coming up in just like an hour. But yeah, so I think it just kind of fell into place that there's so much cool stuff going on in Oneonta this weekend. Because I wasn't initially, you know, I had set up doing the reading without even knowing the AuthorCon was going on. But then I found out about AuthorCon, and I'm like, this is amazing, and like had to come check it out.
Yes, so glad that you did.
Yeah,
awesome.
Definitely.
So this is your latest book?
Yeah, so I mean, well, I'm a contributor. So I write mostly short fiction and poetry. So I'm appearing in journals and anthologies at the moment. So as far as stuff this year goes, I've got, so let's see, this is the Mammoth Book of Halloween Stories that came out last month. It's edited by Stephen Jones, and it's kind of him bringing back the Mammoth book line on Skyhorse. And it's a great anthology, some really amazing contributors. And yeah, so I've got a story that's set in Oneonta in this anthology, which I think sort of was the catalyst for wanting to, you know, read in the community here. Cause I'm not a native of Oneonta, but my wife's dad is, so we visit Oneonta pretty frequently. And I think it was during one of those visits in the fall that kind of was sort of the mood setting for the story, because Oneonta is such a unique place at this time of year. But so I've also got quite a bit of poetry out this year as well. This is last year's poetry showcase that was put out by the Horror Writers Association. And I've got one appearing in the volume that's out this year. I didn't get my copy yet before coming up, so I brought the one from last year. But I'm in that one too. And then this is the inaugural issue of The Cockroach Conservatory, which is a kind of bizarre humor, speculative journal out of Austin, Texas. So definitely in line with the Keep Austin Weird thing. And I've got a few poems that appear in this issue, and so this is their first issue, and I think they're putting out their second one soon.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah.
Wow. So why did you want to become a writer, an author, a poet?
I think it was like kind of growing up, reading a lot, and especially, I mean, not even before reading, I think my attraction to horror specifically comes from, you know, sort of like campfire stories and like that kind of like, that I feel like those kind of moments are very impressionable when you're younger, and it just kind of opens up your mind to like just how like weird things can be, and
like being scared to death.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, just like being out in the woods, and then like, you know, like a Boy Scout kind of thing or something, and then hearing like a spooky story, and then like being in a tent all night and hearing noises in the woods, and I think those kind of things like really open your mind to It's all. So, yeah.
Oh my goodness. So what do you find is the most difficult part of the artistic process for you?
I think it's like getting over any sort of self-doubt or feeling like you're not good enough or that you can't do something. I think it's just recognizing that we all have something we can contribute, and accepting yourself and being proud of what you can put out in the world. I mean, just depending on however you decide to express yourself. And I mean, everyone does that, even if they're not specifically presenting themselves as an artist. We all have something we can contribute to our culture.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, very good. Where's your most favorite place to kind of recharge, draw on your inspirations to get more inspired?
I mean, I usually get a lot of inspiration when I travel. I mean, it's definitely like, I think being in new places and experiencing new things is definitely kind of opens up your imagination a bit. But then, of course, when you say like recharge, I think of like how much you need, that you need a vacation from your vacation kind of thing.
Always.
Yeah. So it's a matter of finding that balance between like, opening yourself to new experiences without burning yourself out, I guess.
Yeah.
And, it's good to have like your own sort of routine and space. I mean, especially like writing wise, like I'm not one to write when I'm like on a trip somewhere. Like I'm not writing this weekend, for instance. I mean, I know people who have like a notebook everywhere they go and they're constantly generating work. But I usually just work when I'm at home and then, and doing my 9 to 5, and then I might write like 30 minutes in the morning and then sometimes in the evening, just as part of my like flow of life. But, just like little chunks here and there, and I'm not super prolific, but it adds up.
Yeah, absolutely. Was it hard getting published?
I think the thing with getting published is just to trust in yourself and have persistence. I mean, it's you just write the work that you want to write, the kind of thing that you want to see out in the world, and people will connect with it, and and there's so many different avenues to publishing, and so it's such a like a subjective thing and a human thing, and I think it's important just to not feel like discouraged by any sort of rejection, thinking it's some kind of like, a system against you or something like that. It's just like, everyone wants to see exciting work out there. And, you just want to as a writer, you just want to keep on working on stuff that interests you and putting it out there in the world and seeing how it's received. And, if it's something that means something to you, then it's, hopefully it means something to someone else. But yeah.
Beautiful. Who designs your book covers?
Well, whoever put together, usually the editors or the publishers. I mean, I'm with all of these, I'm just a contributor in a larger volume. So, quite a few of them are sort of like smaller outfits, indie publishers or small press kind of things. And I mean, this is like a kind of a mid-list anthology that will be in quite a few bookstores and the like. So that's more of a huge production process in a big house publisher. But then maybe like something like the Cockroach Conservatory, it's very much like a few guys who want to put out a journal that interests them.
Yeah.
And, I'm glad I could be a part of it.
Yeah. So what's coming up for you after today? You're going from here to do a book reading. Are you doing more book signings?
So
in the future?
I don't have anything scheduled at the moment. I think over the winter I'm just going to try to generate more work. I've got, a novel that I'm working on, so I'm hoping to bring kind of like some more longer work out there into the world.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So where can people find you and your anthologies?
So,
are you guys on Amazon? Do you have?
I've got an Amazon page, so it's just James Ebersole, and I'm on Facebook and Twitter as well. I think it's just my name for both of those. I think my Facebook's more like the personal thing, but people can add me on there, and Twitter's a little more geared to the writing, and that's just at James Ebersole. So I'm on there as well.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Do we have time for a game, Harry? We like to play games, James. Did he tell you that we play games on this show?
Awesome. Well, I like that. Okay.
We're going to play Disturbed Friends. How about that? Have you ever played?
I haven't, no.
It's a really bad game.
Awesome.
Do you like bad games?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we do is we just pick a card. I'm going to play with you. There's a question or a sentence. There's A, B, or C, and you pick the best one.
Okay.
You pick a card, I pick a card, okay?
Okay.
I got to put my glasses on because I can't see. Okay, here we go. I worked for the CIA, and I'm holding Bin Laden's brother, Abu Bin Stinkin, captive. We have several agents. Oh my God, no. This is a bad one.
Do you want to swap or do a new one? Okay.
I don't.
I guess
I'll
we have to do what the cards tell us. Yeah.
I'm going to say, I don't know what this means, but it's Bootcake, his face, and beard. That's the nicest one out of the three. That's not
I don't
nice.
know if it's not nice. Yeah.
It's the nicest one out of the three, trust me.
Well,
I'm going to burn that card.
Mine's so innocent. Should I do mine?
Go ahead.
Okay, so just for total juxtaposition, I wish that I had A, my own theme park, B, the ability to meet people, or C, a grilled cheese sandwich.
Which one do you want?
Oh, I guess the theme park is kind of like a good starting point because I feel like a grilled cheese sandwich, you eat it, it's gone. The ability to meet people is kind of rude, and it's like,
I don't know, sometimes you want to though, don't you?
yeah, well, just put some headphones in or
Hit the
something.
shut up
Like
button.
you don't need a supernatural ability. Just you can just walk away from someone you don't want to listen. Well, maybe not. I don't know. But my own theme park, I can. Although there's all the upkeep and everything, it is complicated.
One more. 20 years from now, I will end up in prison, probably. Crazy bitch and all.
I like this.
One more. One for you.
Okay.
You play again.
All right. Oh, so I read this and then I choose. Okay, because I thought I was reading them to you and then you choose based on. Okay, this is great though. All right, if I lived during medieval times, my preference would be that I am a drunken dwarf that is rich and intelligent, a stunning swordsman that has sex with family members, and an obese king with whiskey dick. Yeah, this is so Game of Thrones. Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
I would pick C.
Oh, man.
I
mean, I guess I'll be like effectively Tyrion Lannister. I'll be the drunk dwarf with intelligence and riches and
yes, of course.
Offer. Yeah.
Of course. Oh my goodness, guys, we've had a lot of fun hanging with James today. I'm Allyson Murray, but before we go, we would like to give a very special thank you to our partners at Krypton Radio out of LA, Famous Faces and Funnies, Off the Chain Radio with Yvonne Mason, Space Coast Comics, Asylum Convention Entertainment Services with Heather Reed, our really good friends over at Embellish FX in Orlando, Florida. These are the folks that share our videos all over the World Wide Web, and we hope you will too. Don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment, let us know what you think of today's show and our guest. You can also check our guest links below. Remember to subscribe, log on, and stay tuned to see who we're hanging with next. Thank you so much.
Awesome, yeah, thanks.